This is a quick road test video, and this is for a Mazda 6, and it's a 2-litre TS car, or TS2 I think. Car's registered MF58YNO, and mileage 127,720 recorded. The reason we do our videos, and it's actually really for cars like this, is to ensure that if anyone's coming to see us, they get to see the car advertised actually in operation. That way you get to know about anything that's amiss on the car before you come to us, to save you a trip, because we know how frustrating it can be to go to see a car which looks perfectly good or described as really nice, but only to get there and find out it's got an obvious and fundamental fault with it, which you'd much rather know about. So a quick background to this car. It literally has just come in as a part exchange to us. Chap bought a Lexus. So I've already driven the car, which is why I'm doing the video actually, because it's just too good to send to auction. So I'm going to go through as bits I do in all our videos, one by one, starting with the engine, which starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running just between the sort of half and a third, which is exactly what it's meant to be by all accounts. It's a just typical Japanese 4-cylinder engine. It's peppy, it's smooth, it's quiet. You'd never believe it done the miles it's done in terms of the way it drives and sounds. It's sweet as a nut, but when you put your foot down, it picks up with real keenness and verve, but with a really lovely kind of mechanical refinement that the Japanese do so well. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox in the car. Clutch in the car, nice and smooth and positive, bites really nicely. And then you come to another brilliant Japanese gearbox. Reminds me so much, my sister had a 323 fastback years and years ago, a little V6 one, and that had the same feeling gear change. Again, it's just that lovely, crisp, precise action that you get with Japanese vehicles. Short and throw, really accurate, defined gate, pleasure to use, and absolutely zero wear in it. It just feels tight in the gears, all the gears engage beautifully and with a lovely sort of silky smoothness. Moving on to the steering and chassis. Steering tracks dead straight, there's no vibrations at this speed or any speeds up to the legal limit. You'd be hard pressed, I think, to find a modern car that actually drives as nicely as this. The steering is really nicely weighted, but Mazda always do good steering and chassis, they're renowned for it. And this is no different, because what you've got is a very, very comfortable car. The ride is absolutely beautifully resolved. It's damping and the comfort over the imperfections of the road, which modern cars really struggle with. This is just fantastic, I have to say. The suspension exhibits no clonks, no rattles, there's no looseness about the car at all. And again, this is what I always refer to as kind of engineering, build quality, that the Japanese again do so well. They last the test of time brilliantly, and they never feel old to drive, they never feel clunky or but this is absolutely incredible, I have to say. Just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. It's a good brake pedal in the car, nice and powerful. There's no kind of pulsing or vibrations that are sort of transmitting themselves back into the car either. And then finally inside, it's been kept generally nice. It's, don't get me wrong, it's now, my maths is hopeless, 16 years old I believe, but no squeaks, no rattles at all from the interior. And again, that's just, the design and construction of these cars. They don't go for in-your-face funky doors and squidgy plastics everywhere. They just go for proper assembly, and this is what this has done so well. To go through the things I've tried, radio works perfectly, air conditioning is absolutely ice cold in the car. It's quite a nice warm day. Got this lovely dash binnacle in front, simple, easy, legible dials of their vintage, which are miles better than modern fussy stuff that you get. Electric windows, again, all functioning, auto lights, auto wipers. The only thing I think I can find that doesn't seem to work, which probably is just the switch itself, is the electric wing mirror adjustments. Obviously you can do it manually if you want to, but it's, if I press the button there to put it onto the right, it doesn't seem to want to do anything. Try it on the left. But the actual switch that selects right and left feels a bit, it doesn't feel quite right. So I think that is where your problem is. If you know, at the end of the day, you can adjust them manually and leave them there because that's all they need to be really. But the point of the video is to try and pick up on anything obvious, and that actually is all there is to it, because this car drives genuinely. Even if it's 5 years old, I'd say it drove well. It feels like a low mileage car to drive. Can't fault it. Apart from that, it drives beautifully.